Hi, this is Julie with Find Your Joy Crochet and Fiber Arts, and today I'm going to create a dyed set. I used this picture for inspiration for my colorway, and I'm so excited for you to see the final result.
Hey everyone, this is Julie with Find Your Joy Crochet and Fiber Arts. Today I'm going to start with some Swish worsted away Bear yarn. This is from Knit Picks, and I'm going to use the colorway Sand Dune. I'm creating a really fun colorway set, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to basically kettle dye all of this. I've got the yarn pre-soaking in this cheap little plastic container. This is a 100% superwash merino wool. You do have to have an acid dye for this colorway to stick. I do have to heat it. I did put 2 tablespoons of white vinegar in the pot. I have got my stock solution all mixed up. All of this stuff I'm using is not for food. It is dye only. And I'm going to dip dye this in here. I'm going to add the color, and then I'm going to add the yarn, and then I'm going to create a really fun colorway. So stay tuned.
The first colorway I created was with Sand Dune. I went ahead and put my stock solution in the pot. It seemed a little too translucent for me, but I put it in there anyways because I wanted to see what sort of colorway I would create. So I mixed all the dye into the pot as it was warming up, and I went ahead and wrung out all of the excess water from the pre-soaked skein yarn, and I went ahead and just plopped that straight into the pot. Let that kind of simmer in there, let the color completely almost exhaust before I pulled it out and started my next colorway. As I was poking it, I did realize it was a little bit lighter than I had wanted to go for. So I let it sit there nonetheless. Here's a still shot of the colorway. Pulled it out even after the dye water exhausted and started my second one. The second colorway I created was with Fawn. And this was kind of more of a red toned brown, and I did the same thing, created a stock solution, wrung out the water, and I plopped it straight into the pan, let it heat set in the pan, let the water almost exhaust. I did pull it when there was a little bit of that brown color still in the pot. I did wait 15 minutes, there's my hands there, and let the color kind of strike into the yarn. I did pull it right out of the pot. It was piping hot at that point. You can still see a little bit of that brown inside the pot. Let that sit and cool. As I was looking at it, I thought, oh, you know what? I'm not super happy with that first colorway. So I used the rest of that dye water. There's the colorway right there. I added a little bit of honey mustard and a tiny bit of pecan brown into that water, and I stirred it around. As you can see, there's still very much translucent into that, and I plopped that back in, and I was way happier. For the next colorway, I used a new to me dye. This was with platinum, and as I was mixing that up, it had a purple quality to it, and I thought, oh my goodness, I hope this is a light silver. I stirred it in and I went ahead and just did the same thing, wrung out my yarn, plopped it right in, and almost immediately it started to strike. And the watercolor changed to that really beautiful light silver, as you can see in the video. And it is a stunning color. It almost looks white, and there's no true white dye for yarn. And I thought this is a perfect way to get that color that I wanted. Same process again with blued steel. I added that into the pot with a little bit of silver gray because I was going for more of a kind of a denim color, and I didn't really have that in my Dharma acid dye collection. So I put that into the pot, mixed it all together in a stock solution, and it seemed a little bit light to me. So what I did is I added a little bit more blued steel into the pot and mixed that all up before I added the yarn, because as I was doing a paper towel test, I poked it in there and I went, it's still too light, and I wanted a darker, more rich color of a blue. So once I did add the extra dye in there, I went ahead and I let that heat for a second, wrung out my water, and there you can see me doing the test where I thought, it's still a little bit too light. So wrung out the water after I added the more dye, plopped that yarn right in there, and oh, I was so thrilled. I need to figure out how to recreate this colorway. I think I can do it. I love how it looks just like denim, and there is a still shot for you so you can see all the beautiful colors that are in that yarn, and I could not have been more thrilled with the results of this one. So this one I didn't quite get to exhaust point on it, but almost. So here I am creating the last colorway. This was the Bray Aqua. And as you can see in the blued steel pot, there was still a little bit of blue left over in there. And so what I did is added my Bray Aqua straight into it because I knew I'd get a little bit more of a blue tone rather than the green tone. And I wrung out the yarn again and got the excess water out, plopped it straight into the pot, and oh, that color is stunning. I think I always want to add a little bit of blued steel into my Bray Aqua, and there's a still shot of it as it's processing. Everything cleared. I pulled it out, washed it. Here it is wet right after I washed it. And then here is the final product. This is my dried set that I created. I love this set so very much, and I am so incredibly proud of it. And I hope you've enjoyed this video. I am Julie with Find Your Joy Crochet and Fiber Arts. Find me on the web at findyourjoycrochet.com. Thanks for watching.